Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's YouTube Live. My name is Richard Evans, and tonight we're going to be talking about systemising your business. So we're going to crack straight on. I'm going to share my screen with you. So tonight we're going to talk about systemising your business. So first of all, what is a systemised business? And I guess the best example of this is probably McDonald's. If you look at McDonald's, if you go to any McDonald's anywhere in the world, they look identical, the colours are identical, and the food that you get served will be identical. And that's the reason behind that is because everything is done precisely the same, the ingredients are the same, the people are dressed the same, they have manuals which set out exactly what their processes are. If a burger, it comes from the same suppliers, same ingredients, it is cooked in exactly the same way, it goes through steps, it's put onto a griddle, it's griddled for so many minutes on one side, then it's flipped over and it's griddled for so many minutes on the other side, and then it gets onto the next stage of the process where perhaps there's a bun that has been toasted for so many minutes, laid onto that bun. In the right order goes the lettuce, the tomato, the relish, etc., so that nothing slips off or doesn't end up where it shouldn't be. Then the top of the bun goes on, and it moves to the next part of the process. So that is a systemized business. Why would you systemize your business? So the reason you would systemize the business is to make sure that you're getting the maximum output from the business with the minimum input, and that you are delivering consistent quality to your client. And by systemizing your business, you can ensure that this criteria is met. First of all, there are three elements of a systemized business. The first is the process that you go through. By process, we mean the steps that you take within your business to do what you do, the actions that you take. Then the next element is the software that you use in your business. Okay, so it could be CRM software, it could be booking software if you're running a business where people need to book time or appointments with you. Various different bits of software, accounting software, etc., etc. And then finally, there are the people that you employ within your business to use that software and run the process. So you must have all three elements of those in order to have a systemized business. So today we're going to be talking mainly about the people. We're going to talk about software and processes in other YouTube lives. But today we're going to be talking about the people and how you go about building the team. And it's really important when you're building your team that you focus on where you want the business to go, and you identify who you actually need within your business to actually undertake the various different tasks, and you recruit today for the people that you're going to need tomorrow. First of all, I would suggest listing out, get an Excel spreadsheet and list out all of the tasks that you undertake or you need undertaken within your business. So every single task, go through all of the stages, the elements of your business, and list out those tasks. There are actually 5 consistent parts to any business, and it doesn't really matter what the business is, the 5 elements are exactly the same for every single business. First element is marketing. This is how you attract people to your business, your potential clients. The next is sales. So how you convert your inquiries to firm orders, firm business. Then you've got the operations. So that is how you deliver your product or your service to your customers. Then there's the commerce, the financial element. So how you get paid, how you invoice, how you pay your suppliers, credit control. And then the 5th element, the final element, which a lot of people forget, is retention. It's how you retain those clients and get repeat business. So all those 5 elements are the same, and you need to be recruiting the right people to deal with the right tasks in each of those 5 sectors. So recruit today for the people that you need tomorrow, and think about who are those people: maintenance people, tradespeople, commercial people, and then the team that you put together. You need to think then about, are they going to be full-time people? Are they going to be part-time? Are they going to be fully employed by you? Are they going to be on PAYE? Are they going to be self-employed people or contractors? Or are you going to use a virtual assistant? We'll talk about what a virtual assistant is in a second. So think about that. Think about the people you need. Are they going to work for you? And also, are they going to be part-time or are they going to be full-time? And just on that, I would always recommend that you don't have full-time people. Okay, it's far better, if you can avoid it, it is far better to have part-time people within your business, team members, rather than full-time. Because if you've got full-time people, you become very reliant on that person to perform that role. And if they leave suddenly, if they go sick, when they're away on holiday, then you've got pressure within the business because you've got to do without. If you have part-time people, yeah, when somebody goes away, you're still going to have some, you're going to still have some pressure, but at least it's not too bad because you've got 2 part-time people doing a full-time role, so you've got that extra resilience. You're not left without any support. Try and use part-time people if you can. Schedule out the right tasks for the right people. So it's also very important that you haven't got. So again, if we go back to the McDonald's analogy, everybody they have within McDonald's is performing the task that is right for them. You don't get somebody who is great at marketing cooking burgers. Okay, so you don't pay any more for somebody to do a task that's not suitable for them. So now we're going to talk about virtual systems. So first of all, what is a virtual assistant? So a virtual assistant is somebody that is providing support within your business for the operational side. Well, not just the operational side, can also be the marketing, so social media marketing, accounts, the various different elements. Again, they'll be either working full or part-time. The virtual assistant will generally be somebody that is working from home. So they're using the internet to actually work, which is why they're called virtual assistant. They can be either based from the UK or they're working from overseas. So let's look at now some of the tasks, some of the things that a virtual assistant can do for you. And there are lots and lots of tasks that they can do. So first of all, they can deal with your calendar management. They can be booking networking meetings and workshops for you. They can be making travel arrangements for you. They can set up and manage your CRM system. So for those people that don't know what a CRM system is, this is something that is an essential tool for every business. It stands for Client Relationship Manager. And that is where you store all of your contacts, all of the details of your contacts, records of the engagements you have with your contacts. And we're going to be talking again later in detail about CRM systems. And I will actually give you a demonstration of the one that we use. So setting up and managing your CRM system, managing your emails and responding to those as necessary, doing your social media marketing and website management, chasing supplier quotes, drafting contracts and agreements for you, preparing marketing material, mailers and brochures, preparing presentations such as this one, which was prepared for me by one of my virtual assistants, preparing support material for you, providing market tracking and research information, setting up and managing your social media channels, increasing your social media contacts. And again, we're going to, on another live, we'll be talking about social media and social media marketing and the power of that, how you really should be using that. Increasing your social media contacts. If you're doing managing any kind of events, be them online events or live events, once we can actually start doing those again, then your event management, drafting email marketing templates and email campaigns, doing updates to your websites, If you've got any joint venture partners, then managing those relationships, liaising with the your JV partners for you, doing your bookkeeping, customer invoicing, credit control, making sure you get paid on time, producing financial statements and reports, assisting with human resources management, and producing your operations and training manuals. And again, we'll talk in a lot of detail about operations manuals on another live. So, how do you go about recruiting a virtual assistant? So first of all, it is really important that you do know what you need. So as we've already said earlier, identify what needs to be done in the business, and then identify the people that you need to undertake those roles. So know what you need, write a really good job description, which details out in full exactly what the role entails. Then you need to choose where you're going to actually advertise this position. So again, depending on where you want to recruit from, whether the UK or from overseas, there will be different sites. Now, all of our virtual assistants, they all come from the Philippines, so that's where we do our recruiting, and we use extensively out there. Well, we use a lot of social media actually. Probably most of our people come through social media, but that's because we're recruiting on scale. If you were just recruiting a one-off virtual assistant from the Philippines, then Online Jobs PH is probably the best website to actually use there. So choose where to advertise, put your posting on the site, and you will then no doubt get an awful lot of applications and CVs come through. So then you need to go through those CVs and filter out the good ones from the bad ones. So a lot of those, probably 80% of them, are going to end up in the bin. You're then left with a handful of CVs, those people that you actually want to take through your screening process. And I'll talk a bit here about how we screen the CVs, and you could adopt a similar process. So first of all, we send out a questionnaire. We actually send out 2 questionnaires. The first questionnaire is a multiple choice questionnaire to test the actual general knowledge of the applicant. For us, they have to score 80% or more. TestMoz is actually the questionnaire that we use. So if you Google TestMoz, go onto their website, and there's various different questionnaires on there, or you can create your own. That's what we use. Send that out. If they score 80% on that, then we'll take them through to the next round. Then we ask them to, the second questionnaire has got about 10 or 11 questions on it, and they have to respond to those questions using 300 words or more. And there we're looking to see what's the quality of their English and their grammar like. Actually, I'll just talk a little bit here about why we use the Philippines as well. So there are lots of places. If you want to go overseas to recruit virtual assistants, the rates are a lot lower than you would pay a virtual assistant in the UK. That's why, one of the reasons why recruiting virtual assistants from overseas is very, very popular. So you're looking, but maybe a third of the price of what you would have to pay here, and that's because that's the going rate in the Philippines. The pay rate that you will have to pay somebody in the Philippines is an awful lot less than what you would need to pay here. So very good value for money. The Filipinos are very, very loyal and committed. So you will get a very good employee from the Philippines. Their English is excellent. They speak very good English, a little bit of an American twang, but generally the English is good. They're honest, they're hardworking, they want to please. There's lots and lots of good reasons to actually recruit from the Philippines. So it is very, very popular for recruiting virtual assistants. Anyway, I digress. So we send out a CV, 300 words or more. We look at their English skills. And then once those come back, those that we want to take through to the next stage, we carry out police checks, ID checks on them. We then also do psychometric testing. So we use one called Genius U, and I'm going to talk again on another live about psychometric testing and how this works. But what the Genius U does is it finds out by answering the questions where people are in their flow. So by that, I mean, for certain people, they may be very creative. They may be good at coming up with designs for websites, brochures, doing social media marketing, those sort of tasks where there is a creative flair that is needed. Those sort of people, they get bored easily. They want to move on to the next thing. So, you know, they have good qualities, and they have qualities that for certain tasks, they're not great at. And then you get other people perhaps that may be very analytical, that may, you know, love the detail. And those sort of people, they can be very good at doing bookkeeping tasks and, you know, processes, following the processes, following a set of instructions. And so that's really where their skills lie. So by doing something like a Genius U test, you can see where they're in their flow and what sort of position they may be most suited to. After we've done that, then we conduct interviews, and we actually do 2 sets of interviews by 2 different people. So you get different takes on it and different questions will be asked. Once you've gone through that process, then you've then got some suitable candidates that you can then decide, finally, who do you actually want to go with and bring in as part of your team. So you've done that, and now you come on to the hiring policy, the hiring stage. So it's important that you do then formalize things. So issue a contract, and in that contract, it will contain all the various different details, such as working hours, availability, best way to communicate, notice periods, all of the details of what your agreement is between, even if they are hourly paid and they're not permanently employed within your organisation, it is important that you have got a written agreement in place. Another agreement that I would recommend you have is a working from home policy. Okay, so you issue that, and it details in there all about your processes and how you go about communicating, meetings that you may have that are essential, weekly meetings, all these sort of things, the policies that you have with regards to working from home. You can then agree your start date, when the person is actually going to start working for you. And before you do that, you will have an onboarding call with them. So that will be a call done over video where you run through the contract, the details, you run through your working from home policy, and you tell them all about your business, what your values are, what your goals are, where you want the business to go, everything that you need to agree to establish a good working relationship. So that's really all we're going to cover tonight. Okay, so let me just switch to this side here. So on Friday, we'll be doing another broadcast, and on Friday, let me just see if there are any questions actually. Can't see any questions coming through. So on Friday, sorry, 1 second, just check here. Okay. On Friday, yes, on Friday we'll be talking a bit more about the onboarding process, we'll be talking about security when working over the internet, how to make sure you're doing it in a secure manner. We'll be looking at good collaborative working and how to actually delegate tasks, good task management. So we've got a lot to get through on Friday. In the meantime, if you want to find out more, please on the left of the screen there's a QR code. If you click on that QR code, take a picture of that, that will take you to the website. We've got a downloadable guide, free guide on the website, which you can download, and that gives you a lot of detail about how to actually recruit somebody. If you want to have a personal conversation with me, then the code on the right, that will take you to my online calendar, and you can schedule a call in with me on that. You can also, please do follow me on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, Instagram. So, you know, hit the like button and subscribe to those channels. If you've enjoyed this video, then subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you hit the notifications bell at the top right, then you'll get notified when I'm going to come on live or when there's been a new video that's been uploaded to this channel. So please do that. Please also do leave any comments that you may have, and I can certainly answer those as well. That's it for tonight. And I look forward to seeing you again on Friday. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.